Welcome back. This is the anniversary of the big one. What are we talking about? We're talking about the record snowstorm of January 1993. That's the one that knocked down houses, buried about everything that could be buried, and our Craig Worth was there. Of course, Craig, looking forward to hearing about it.
Certainly. And the Utah Office of the Weather Service picked that storm as one of the top 10 weather events of the entire century. Nothing else like it in all of the 1900s. Oh, if you were here, you remember it. It's worth watching. This is Salt Lake City over the weekend. Notice what's missing? How about snow? Now, 28 years ago this weekend, oh, it was a humdinger among humdingers. Like any good horror story, the snowstorm started one dark and stormy night. The nightmare continued as a foggy day. Troopers knew they were in for it. Semi-trucks were jackknifed. Cars were tires up. One was in a tree, another in a shed. But most drivers seemed to just park in snowbanks, except for the one who drove into the lake. The Deseret News made the storm headline stuff, but the worst appeared to be over. No. Then the fog rolled in again, and dozens of cars became one mess of metal on I-84.
We had a couple cars collide, and then it was just a chain reaction from that point.
The airport got its first of 23 inches that would fall over 5 days, and 50 inches that month. At least some planes got away. The city pulled out something that they called the Dinosaur, a 30-year-old snow loader that hadn't been used in nary 9 years. Now by the third day, the fun was wearing off. People started looking for their walks, their mailboxes, and hydrants. Yes, by January 9th, it wasn't looking so good. The cute little snowman said 54 inches. The snowstorm was so big, even the Elvis stamp that was issued that day didn't make the lead story. Everyone and their dog was on edge. Troopers were no longer amused at working around the clock.
We've had 4 troopers injured. We've had 17 patrol cars damaged.
This is probably not Utah's best example of good driving. Now, halfway through the 5-day storm, Governor Levitt said it was just a royal mess out there and time to go home.
We authorized the closure of state government for the balance of the day.
Okay, it was getting old. And guess what? There was more and more snow. The word emergency was used a lot. Now the city and county were in trouble fighting the mess. They had spent $8 million in snow removal.
Most all the areas are working 16-hour shifts right now trying to keep the roads open.
We've taxed the suppliers for sand and salt to the maximum, particularly salt.
And guess what? More and more snow.
We're starting to get equipment breakdowns.
And now people, plows, and cars were running out of room. The walls of snow were coming in on the city. By January 11th, yep, a record. Oh, swell. Now there was another problem. Yeah, this just kept getting worse and worse. Roofs were collapsing. Houses were collapsing from the snow. Carports were collapsing. Bricks were breaking. My goodness, you could actually watch your house fall down piece by piece. Well, this put people on roofs all over town. They had the darndest devices to remove snow, and they even put the old snowblower on the roof. You don't really see this as a recommended use. For what goes up usually comes down, especially on ice and snow on a pitch roof. It was not a swell idea. You know, you don't expect to see the words snowblower and roofs in the same sentence in a newspaper. No, not a good combination. Ah, yes, young whippersnappers, that was the storm of storms. Not even words could describe it. The Tribune summed it up. Enough already. Just pretty hard to believe as we see the city today. Oh boy, remember there were tunnels to your homes. Half the carports in town, it seemed, crashed down on your Chevys, and they had to haul the snow away in giant trucks in the middle of the night. No idea what poor city woke up in the morning with all of our snow.